will only get so much praise or promotion or allow so much money in, or whatever the goodness in your life is, will only allow so much before we're like, no, wait, too much good. I gotta cause an argument with my spouse. I gotta yell at my kids. I gotta sabotage something. And what that does is it pops the balloon of goodness and joy and happiness, and we come right back to balance, to homeostasis, because this is where we live. We know how to be sometimes happy and most of the time grumpy, or whatever your set point is. There's toxic money beliefs running through the whole system. My name's Amity Rose from amityrose.co. I am a women's empowerment coach and certified hypnotherapist. The whole channel is devoted to empowering women to remember their worth, their value, and their power. How to end self-sabotage. Have you ever set out to do something and then you knowingly fuck it up and ruin it? There's a couple of theories around why this happens. And we're gonna go over the two that I know. I'm sure there's more, and go find those resources. But for today's purposes, I'm gonna show you why you sabotage. First is something that's known as upper limits or energetic maximums. There is a place in which we'll allow ourselves to only feel so good before we come in and ruin it. And the reason is there's something called homeostasis, which is just our body's way of coming back into what we know as normal, balance. It does not mean that your balance, your homeostasis is optimal or healthy. It just means it's known. So your homeostasis could be 30 pounds overweight, or your homeostasis could be a heavy smoker. It doesn't equate itself with goodness or health. All it equates with, homeostasis, is what we know. What we know to be true, where we are. So it will always bring you back into balance. So using the smoker, let's say homeostasis is being a smoker. So when you don't have a cigarette for a while, that homeostasis is gonna start talking to you, and that craving's gonna kick in, and you're gonna smoke, and it's gonna, okay, we're back in homeostasis again. So the same with the weight. If you've got weight fluctuations and your homeostasis, your set point is 30 pounds overweight, anytime that changes, let's say you lose 15 pounds, that homeostasis is gonna trigger and say, wait, you need to be 30 pounds here. So we're gonna start to self-sabotage, right? So you might see emotional eating or overeating, or whatever, that might happen. So what happens is our balance set point, we need to change that in order to stop self-sabotage. The other idea that's connected to it is the upper limit syndrome, whereas we'll only let so much good happen. We'll only get so much praise or promotion or allow so much money in, or whatever the goodness in your life is, we'll only allow so much before we're like, no, wait, too much good. I gotta cause an argument with my spouse. I gotta yell at my kids. I gotta sabotage something. And what that does is it pops the balloon of goodness and joy and happiness, and we come right back to balance, to homeostasis, because this is where we live. We know how to be sometimes happy and most of the time grumpy, or whatever your set point is. That's what's happening on an emotional level when you self-sabotage. So the way to combat this is, are you ready? Are you ready for this mind-blowing information? You want to increase your capacity to feel good. I mean, who would have thought? Who would have thought? That's the answer, that's the reason. Feel good more of the time. And when you feel good, stretch it. So when you're coming off a high, maybe sex with your partner, or party with your friends, or walking out in nature, whatever your goodness is, you stretch it. So after that moment's over, right, we usually have a few seconds or a few moments of that high, right, of really feeling good. Prolong it as long as you can. Bask in that goodness, bask in that joy, and ride it. Ride it as long as it will go. So maybe you can get an extra 15, 20 minutes after whatever your good time has ended. That's what we're looking for. That's how you can change homeostasis. That's how you can change your set point, because what that does is communicate with hey, we feel good more of the time. that's part of our homeostasis now. That's part of the set point. We've now changed the balance of how we do things, right? We feel good more of the time. That can really, really help you not self-sabotage as much. In the example of like, we're having too much good things in our life and we sabotage. So like the weight loss, right? If you're 30 pounds overweight, your set point, but you've lost 15 pounds and things are about to come in and sabotage, if you can increase your capacity to feel good, which is attached to your self-worth and your confidence. I've got a fantastic video if you struggle in that area, so do check it out. You're worthy of feeling good. Like, you're worthy of having a good life. It's safe for you to feel good, for you to like yourself, for good things to happen for you. It's okay. So when we increase our capacity to feel good on purpose, we're directly communicating with that. So maybe at that 15 pounds, right, that self-sabotage would come in with the overeating or the whatever to try to get you back to that 30 pounds overweight set point. If you've been communicating all the while that it's okay to feel good, it's safe to feel good, and increasing your capacity to feel good, that's how you can counteract that self-sabotage that would come in. Because when you're getting, the clothes are getting looser, you're getting attention or whatever the situation is, the self-sabotage isn't necessary because you've trained yourself that it's safe for me to feel good. I can be thinner. I can get attention. Attention feels good. Like, it's all connected. That alone, honestly, will change your life. If you decide to feel good more of the time, everything about your life will change. I mean, first off, you'll be a way happier person. You'll be more enjoyable to be around. You'll be more attractive to opportunities. More people want to be around you. They want to work with you. They'll invite you to places. They're going to want you to be part of their creative projects. They're going to want, it's just totally, your whole trajectory of your life can change just by simply increasing your capacity to feel good. The next element that I want to talk to you about, I'm going to give you a quick little lesson on how your mind works. Basically, this is your subconscious down here, which is most of your mind. This is your conscious mind, okay? Now, this is about 10%. This is about 90%. Your subconscious mind houses your willpower, your logic, your decision, all that. So when you make a decision, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds, okay? That's with your conscious mind. So down here in the subconscious mind, where we have all of our automated programs and our associations. So we have positive associations, we have negative associations. Like, I have a positive association with broccoli. I love broccoli. I have a negative association with, something else. So that's going on down here. And then I don't even have to think about that, okay? When I'm cooking, I know that I like broccoli and I cook and eat broccoli because I have a positive association, but I don't have to think like, hey, what's my association of broccoli? I just know I have a positive association, okay? So now, using my weight loss example earlier, the woman that's 30 pounds overweight wants to lose weight, right? So she's using her conscious mind, right? And her willpower, right? She's getting herself to the gym. She's tracking all her calories. She's doing, whatever she's doing, and she loses 15 pounds. Now, if she has positive associations in her subconscious to emotional eating, and I want you to remember, these associations are neither good nor bad. They're just associations, okay? That's all they are. They don't register as healthy and unhealthy. They're just, we know what this is, and that's comfortable to us. So it doesn't rate it in any way. The subconscious mind doesn't care about good, bad, right, wrong. It just cares about what it knows. So let's say in her circumstance, she has a positive association with sweet food, okay? It brings her comfort, it reduces her stress. So this is sweet food. And then if she's using her 10% of her mind to lose her weight, and she's got some associations down here with eating sweet food, she is an emotional eater, okay? 2. So that's down here. Who's gonna win, you guys? Eventually, she'll work the crap out of this 10%, but this 90% is gonna show up. So if she's fighting, you know, doing her workouts and all that with her 10%, this part's gonna get tired, and at some point our automatic behaviors are gonna kick in. And if she hasn't done anything about changing these association, which is what we do in hypnotherapy is, oh, guys, it's so incredible. It's one of the most magnificent tools that you can use to communicate with your subconscious mind and change these associations. It's very powerful. So if she hasn't done any work to change her positive association with eating sweet food, if she hasn't done anything to change her positive association with emotional eating, let's say she eats at night, she's a late night eater, okay? If she hasn't done anything to change that, you've got a recipe for self-sabotage. And that's exactly what happens. Using my example as the smoker, okay? If someone sets out, they understand like, okay, it's really unhealthy for me to smoke. I need to stop smoking. I can't smoke anymore. That's the conscious brain, which is 10%. If that smoker has positive associations in the subconscious, because smoking is such an automated behavior after a while. If there's positive associations in the subconscious of it's stress relieving, right? It gives me a break from awkward situations. I can just say I gotta leave and take a smoke break. There's positive reasons for smoking. The subconscious mind is like, nope, we're not changing that. I know how to be a smoker. This is comfortable for me. So that 10%, that really wanting to stop, if the smoker doesn't change those positive associations, you're gonna see self-sabotage. So you're gonna see a smoker who, you know, quits smoking for a week and then starts smoking again, or maybe makes it a couple of months and starts smoking again, because those associations in the subconscious mind are still there, and the subconscious mind is the far greater, more powerful part of your mind than your conscious mind. So those are two examples that I gave you, but that's the idea. I want you to understand how your mind works, and if you can get the conscious part and the subconscious part all on the same team, then you've got a recipe for success. You've got 100% of your mind power behind it, and you'll get it done, whatever it is you're wanting. So you'll become a non-smoker. If you can change up those positive associations, if you can replace them, so with whatever the positiveness that the smoking gives you, if you can replace those with healthy behaviors, if you can change the association, you can even do some like aversion, right, from smoking. You can really amp up the nastiness of smoking and decrease like the positive. I mean, there's so much you can do, but you got to work with your subconscious mind in order to make the changes that you're wanting to feel, if you keep seeing self-sabotage over the same kind of thing that's happening in your life. So if there's like a reoccurring place, if you tried to quit smoking like a couple of times and you're still seeing self-sabotage, this is probably what's happening. If you're trying to lose weight and you start to see some progress and then you come in with like these old behaviors, self-sabotage, look at your subconscious mind. There's some work to do there, and there are resources. You can check this video out. I explain exactly how you can work with your subconscious mind to help you, support you in the change that you're wanting to see. But those are two ideas as far as why self-sabotage is happening. They are not at all inclusive. Like, there is probably a lot more going on why people self-sabotage. These are just two ideas for you to play with and give you some just kind of expansive thinking on why you might be self-sabotaging when you do things. So catch me on the Instagram, the TikToks, the podcast and live. So many good episodes. Leave me a comment. Let me know. Did you like the video? Is there something that you want me to make a video on? Subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate your support, and I'm so glad you're here. I will see you next week. The lighting. What do we think of the lighting? All right. Couple of things. And or maximum. What are they called? Energetic maximums. Okay. So first, I'm actually going to give you a little lesson on my dry erase marker, which found it. I wonder if this is backwards. I think it is backwards. What's my point?